What if I told you that your automatic car could be on a fast track to the junkyard, and you're the one unknowingly steering it there? From gear shift blunders to fluid fiascos, most drivers are making these stupid mistakes that slowly kill their car's heart and soul. If you want to avoid thousands in repairs, keep your transmission alive, and make your car last over 300,000 miles, this is the video you cannot afford to miss. Smash that subscribe button for brutally honest car care tips every week, only here on Car Care Expert. Now buckle up, because we're diving into the 15 stupid mistakes that destroy automatic cars. 1. Shifting to reverse while still moving forward. Doing this once might not kill your car, but keep doing it, and you'll destroy your transmission faster than you think. When you throw your car into reverse while it's still rolling forward, you're fighting the direction of the drivetrain. The internal clutches and bands in your transmission get slammed with opposing force, causing violent wear or even catastrophic damage. Over time, this habit warps gears, breaks mounts, and leads to complete transmission failure. If you think that's bad, wait until you hear what happens when you rest your hand on the gear lever while driving. 2. Resting your hand on the gear lever. It seems harmless, but it's one of the most overlooked car-killing habits. In automatic cars, your gear lever is directly connected to precision components inside the transmission valve body. When you apply even a small amount of pressure, you risk prematurely wearing the selector forks and bushings. These parts are not designed to handle constant weight. Over time, this can lead to loose shifting, slipping gears, or total selector failure. Still touching things you shouldn't? Let's talk about your foot in the brake pedal. 3. Riding the brakes downhill. If you live near hilly areas or drive in the mountains, riding the brakes downhill is a big no-no. You overheat the brake pads and fluid, reduce braking power, and, here's the kicker, force your transmission to work harder to control speed. The result? Brake fade and a cooked torque converter. Instead, use engine braking by shifting to a lower gear and tapping the brakes gently. You'll extend the life of your transmission, pads, and rotors. Speaking of heat, did you know there's one mistake that causes your transmission to overheat silently? 4. Ignoring transmission. Overheating transmission fluid doesn't just lubricate, it cools. But if you tow heavy loads, drive in stop-and-go traffic, or live in hot climates, your transmission can easily overheat. Many automatic cars don't warn you until it's too late. Overheated fluid breaks down, loses its viscosity, and lets metal parts grind against each other. Once that happens, it's game over. Install an external cooler or check fluid temperature via OBD2 tools to prevent disaster. But even perfect fluid can't help you if you're making this next mistake. 5. Not using the correct transmission fluid. Using universal fluid or mixing brands can ruin everything. Each transmission is engineered with a specific viscosity, friction modifier, and chemical blend. If you use the wrong type, your gears won't engage smoothly, and seals may swell or shrink. Eventually, this leads to erratic shifting, slipping, and full system breakdown. Always check your owner's manual for the exact spec. Don't assume ATF is one size fits all. Want to guess what happens if you never check or change that fluid? 6. Never changing transmission. Fluid, unlike engine oil, many people believe transmission fluid lasts forever. Wrong. Most manufacturers recommend changing ATF every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. Neglecting it leads to contaminated fluid, clogged filters, and worn-out clutches. And once the fluid turns dark and smells burnt, it's already too late. Fresh fluid maintains pressure, keeps temps down, and ensures smooth gear changes. And if you're into saving money, the next mistake will cost you big. 7. DIY repairs without resetting TCM transmission control modules, TCMs. Learn your driving habits. If you change components like solenoids, throttle body, or fluid, but skip the reset, the TCM may still use old adaptive data. This causes jerky shifts, poor acceleration, or even limp mode. Always reset the TCM using an OBD2 tool or a specific sequence after transmission work. Speaking of limp mode, here's what happens when you ignore it. 8. Ignoring limp mode. Warning signs: limp mode limits your car's power to prevent further damage. But too many drivers ignore it or try to keep pushing through. Limp mode isn't a glitch. It's your car begging for help. Continuing to drive in limp mode stresses the transmission, overheats the system, and can damage the control modules. But your transmission isn't the only thing in danger. Your wallet is too. 9. Getting transmission flushes too often. While flushes sound like good maintenance, doing them too often or at high pressure can backfire. Flushing forces fluid through narrow channels with high pressure, which can dislodge debris and clog valves. If your transmission is old or has never been flushed, a sudden flush can make it fail overnight. Stick to drain and fill unless the manufacturer says otherwise. What if the way you drive every day is secretly killing your transmission? 10. Accelerating hard before the car warms up. Your transmission needs to warm up just like your engine. Cold fluid doesn't circulate well and causes delayed or harsh shifting. Flooring the gas before the system warms up creates unnecessary stress on internal components, especially in winter. Always allow 1 to 2 minutes for warm-up before driving hard. And if you think that's bad, wait until you hear what not shifting to park can do. 11. Not shifting to park when stopping for long periods. Waiting in gear while parked at a drive-thru or train crossing causes constant clutch wear and heats the torque converter. If the idle is long, shift to park or neutral. This reduces strain on the drivetrain and lowers heat buildup, a silent killer of transmissions. And while we're idling, here's one habit that's idling your wallet. 12. Driving with low transmission fluid. Low transmission fluid is like running an engine with no oil. Without it, you lose lubrication, pressure, and cooling. This leads to gear slipping, overheating, and total transmission failure. Always check for leaks under the car and monitor fluid levels monthly. If you smell burning or see red fluid, act immediately. Some habits are worse than not checking, like driving like a maniac in an automatic. 13. Launching the car from a stop like a race car. You're not Vin Diesel. Hard launches strain the torque converter and planetary gears, which are not made for repeated high-torque jolts. This habit causes metal fatigue, gear misalignment, and sometimes even cracks in the housing. Accelerate gradually, especially in wet or icy conditions. But one setting inside your car might be making things even worse. 14. Leaving overdrive off at highway speeds. Overdrive reduces engine RPMs and transmission stress during highway cruising. Turning it off causes the engine to rev higher, overheating the transmission and wasting fuel. If your car has an OD off button, make sure it's on during long drives, unless you're towing or going uphill. Finally, the worst mistake of all, that could cause sudden vehicle failure. 15. Ignoring check engine lights related to transmission. Many drivers ignore warning lights, assuming it's just emissions or a loose gas cap. But a flashing or solid CEL can signal issues like shift solenoid failure, sensor misreads, or clutch pressure problems. The longer you wait, the more damage you cause. Use an OBD2 scanner to check codes immediately. There you have it. 15 stupid mistakes that are silently killing your automatic car. But now that you know better, your car could last another 200,000 miles. If you follow what we've shared today, smash that like button if you learned something new. Drop a comment with the mistake you're guilty of, or the one that shocked you most. And don't forget to subscribe to Car Care Expert for more brutally honest tips that actually save you money. Until next time, drive smart, stay sharp, and treat your transmission with the respect it deserves.